Welcome back, adventurers, to Let's Play Myst Masterpiece Edition. When last we left off, we finally managed to find the Myst book that leads back to the island of Myst, and we have heard what Sirius has currently had to say. But now, let us return back to the Stone Ship Age, so we can retrieve the blue page and see what his brother Akanar has to tell us. So back once more to Stone Ship. And here we are again. Well, since we solved the puzzle, it should be fairly easy to get through this. And everything appears to have reset itself. Probably ran out of power. So let's go back to the lighthouse, charge it up, and get the power back on again. But not before, of course, well actually, not before getting the blue page, because we don't want to leave here without the blue page, because otherwise we'd have to do all this again. And I don't want to do this all over again, so let's get the blue page and then I suppose we'll be done with Stone Ship. One step closer to solving the mystery of what happened on the island of Myst, and possibly more importantly, what happened in these ages. So let's use that pump so that we can empty the chamber again, and this time we'll head back down to this chamber and retrieve the blue page that's on the rather disused bed. So now we have the blue page, and if this chamber is the same as the other one, there should be a yes, there is indeed a mirroring passage to this chamber, and once again we press 135 and let us head back to Myst, the blue page. So we are now officially done with Stone Ship at the moment, but this mystery is by no means solved whatsoever. Still the other three ages to explore. And here we are back at the ship. The ship that will never go anywhere. And back to the book that makes no sense. How does it do that? I don't think we'll ever know the answer to that question, but let's return to the Myst Library. The blue page. And we're back again in Myst, and let's put the blue page in the blue book. And listen to what Akanar has to tell us.
He's returned! He wouldn't return. Hey, just rescue me. I'm Akanar. My brother, I beg you. To be complete. Always blue pages. Listen to him. Now listen to my brother. An egotistical fool and a liar. Bring me the blue pages. The red ones. Don't bring the red ones. I implore you. I've been wrongfully imprisoned. You must leave. I will have my retribution. Please bring me the blue pages. Pages, please.
Well, that was certainly interesting. So, Akana is apparently accusing Sirius of being the guilty one, and that he has been wrongfully imprisoned. Akana seemed a bit distressed, if indeed distressed is the right word. He seemed almost kind of manic in his behavior. But even though we've retrieved the red and blue pages from the Stone Ship Age, we're still no closer to actually resolving this mystery. So now that the Stone Ship Age is done, I think the next order of business will be to. I think we're going to explore the gears. Because as you can see, the red line means that there's a book hidden here. And there's a book in the gears. So, since that's the second landmark that we came across during our travels here, and I believe the corresponding journal here is, well, this journal. It has a gear that I think it says mechanical age on the spine here. So let's have a look at the mechanical age, which also has a gear. So the mechanical age obviously has a theme of gears, it seems. Before arriving in this age, I was determined that it would be a journey to a world very different from my previous adventures, and indeed it was. The sky here is dark and grey and incessantly displays flashes of lightning in the distance. I met a very old man with a long beard and hair that hangs to his waist. He is very feeble and has trouble even moving. This man has obviously been through many things in this strange world, and I have learned many things from him. He has told me an interesting story of this world's history. Years ago, he told me, there was a beautiful city that rose up out of the water. It housed many people inside its walls, and the people had everything they wished for. The city was surrounded by 3 high hills which rose higher than the city. On the east hill of the city rested a large lookout post. The people of the city had constructed the post expecting visitors to arrive from the east. The people had no means of travelling on the water, which forced them to merely wait for friend or foe. As time passed, friendly visitors brought rumors of an enemy that existed beyond the horizon. The people grew fearful, yet nothing happened. One day, the usually sunny sky became as dark as night, and black ships appeared on the horizon. The lookout post's attempts at peace were turned away, and the sentries there were easily overwhelmed. The ships continued to wreak havoc on the city, apparently destroying everyone and everything. After the foundations of the city were destroyed, the city sunk deep into the ocean and only the lookout post remained. The black ships sailed away. The man continued to say that 8 people had hidden and managed to survive the attack. In the 9 years since the attack, 2 of the survivors had died. He also said that it was rumored that 10 years from the attack, the enemy would return to finish the destruction they had started so long ago. I've decided, since hearing the man's story, it would be admirable to save the civilization and stop this enemy's plans of destruction. I am excited about the adventure that awaits me, and an idea has sparked in my mind to provide the needed defense for these people. I met the remaining survivors today, and I have begun working on a plan for protection. After a short absence, I have returned to this age with my 2 sons. They have, as of yet, travelled rarely with me, and they are understandably excited to be here. They have grown considerably since Everdunes, and it is already obvious to me that they will be a great help this time, instead of the nuisance they have been in the past. All three of us, along with 4 of the healthier survivors, began construction today. We are building upon the old city's ruins, which will provide a perfect foundation for our fortress. My sons have been spending much of their spare time on the South Island, where most of my materials are stored. I am very pleased with their intelligence, and their creativity is refreshing to see as they work on some small projects of their own. It has been over 4 months now, and the construction is going well. My sons love the world except for its grey sky. They detest the grey sky and tell me many times they wish the sky here were like the blue sky in Myst. The old man I first talked to tells me that the enemy is due in 4 months. I feel we will be ready when the time comes. The man reminds me of Emmett in many ways, and I often wonder how Emmett and his people are doing. It has been 6 months of work, and we have finally finished the fortress. It rests between the 3 hills, which are now only islands due to a rising water level that the people experienced after the attack. Inside the fortress I have designed a most intriguing device. It makes use of a technology called holography. I began experimenting with it on my visits to Aspermere. It will be working in a couple of days after I compensate for some small miscalculations. The holographic device will enable the survivors to learn how to use the fortress. The enemy is due to come soon, and I trust the fortress will provide, and there appears to be a map of the fortress here, similar to the map in the Stoneship Age. Sufficient protection for us for all of us. The black ships have come. Their attack was substantial. Their weapons have been stopped, and it appears they were turned away in defeat. I could not help but smile as I watched the boats leave. Last night we had a small celebration, and the old survivors danced their dances of old. My sons did not understand why the sky had not turned back to its original blue. The old man told them that the storms would never truly end until the enemy was destroyed. I assured my sons that a blue sky was not worth the risk of death, and they seemed to hear me. I have had a healthy adventure and have begun working on a new book. Once again I must leave a familiar age in search of a new universe I have begun. But first I will have an extended time with Catherine, whom I miss very much. I must also return to the people of the Tide. I believe in my travels I have found a substance that will ease the pain of their bone ailments that they have long endured. I hope to return to Mechanical Age one day and find the population growing and my fortress still strong. Though the sky may always be black, I am confident the people here feel a heavier darkness has been lifted from their shoulders. Well, that was the Journal of the Mechanical Age. When we return, adventurers, we shall do the tower rotation and find the access keys necessary to unlock access to the Mechanical Age. Until next we meet.